Done a thing, guys. STI Brembos, powder coated, ready to go on the car. Finally got them done. Here's the color. Not gonna tease you guys because nobody really cares, but I ended up picking a neon yellow color, and then at the last minute, I changed my mind because it was too close to the STI Brembo color. I ended up on this blue. This is BIC blue, that's B-I-C blue. Now, I've gotta get them rebuilt, get the seals and everything put in them, and then we can start working on getting them installed in the car. Before I can put them on the car, I have to get the new seals and pistons in. I think Racing Brake is where I got this kit, but it's a rebuild kit. Got new pistons and new seals. These are high temperature seals, and we'll be reusing these to rebuild these STI calipers, and then we can get them installed. So I'm gonna start with that. All right, there we go. Gotta make sure these seals are staying in place, but they're kind of around there pretty tight. But they kind of have a few spots where I might need to pull them off and scrape some powder to get them to sit better. But there we go. High performance seals, new pistons, new rebuilt brake caliper. For you guys that are looking for brakes for your VB WRX, I will say the EBC yellows that I put on this thing, or even if you were to do something like EBC reds, are a massive improvement over stock, but it is still not enough. I do recommend a big brake upgrade. If you want to go with STI Brembos, that's fine. You can also do the previous gen Brembos. Any set of STI Brembos you put is going to be a massive upgrade from stock. Rotora, I think Paragon might have something now. There's other kits, but I did kind of want that Subaru OEM look, I guess, and I also was looking for cheaper pads and rotors as well, because there's more availability for pads and rotors for the STI. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish rebuilding these, and then you guys will pick back up when I start to install these on the car. I'm back. So it's basically been a day since I was filming last, and I have been working on this pretty much the entire time. I've ran into two problems. The first problem is completely my fault. I ordered the wrong set of seals, boots, and pistons. And I found that out after contacting Racing Brake and like filling out their form. They got back with me and were ready to solve the problem that I created. They were able to get it sent out and made sure it went out that day. And they told me to send this kit back and they're gonna refund me. I am super excited about their customer service. It was awesome. Moving on to the next problem, I'll show you guys what I've accomplished in about the 8 hours that I've been working on this since I was last on camera. There we go. One caliper and rotor. We got pads in, we got pins in. It is installed, not bled of course, but this little guy right here, don't know if you can see how bad that little nut looks. I very nearly rounded it completely off and made it completely unusable. Fortunately, that bullet has been dodged, and I now have one corner done, and I'm ready to do the second front corner. Paragon. These rotors are awesome. Also, in case you're wondering, I'm using the Rotora braided lines front and rear, Carbotech 1521 pads, DBA rotors for the rear. I've already filed the powder out of these holes to make room for the pin that goes through there. That was something I struggled with on the other side, but now I remember, or now that I realized that it needed to be filed out, I've got them cleaned out and get the pin in. And then I also went ahead and screwed these STI. You need the STI caliper bolts. The WRX bolts don't work, you need the STI bolts. I've already screwed them in because there's a little bit of powder on there, and I wanted to make sure that it's not going to give me trouble while I'm trying to fit it up. So now that I've got that taken care of, I can get this thing installed. In the comments, if you know of a sweat-proof nylon glove or any kind of nitrile glove that lets you put your hand in it when your hands are a little bit sweaty, please leave a comment about where to order those, because I desperately need them. These don't like fit in super easy. I'm going to straighten out the wheels, clean off these rotors, and I'm going to put the wheels on so we can just get an idea of what it looks like. We got good clearance with the wheel. That blue looks sick behind the black with the silver. All right guys, back at it again today. We got our new pistons and seals from Racing Brake. They got those sent out quick for me. And so I'm gonna rebuild these rear calipers and then get them on the car. All right, there's one rear down. Everything's connected. Had a much easier time of getting this flare nut off on the back. Didn't have any problems with that. And I did trim up the dust shield there. Not quite as clean as I would have liked to have done it, but it is, I got all the bird edge, or I deburred it with a file and just tried to keep it as cut free as possible, basically. But yeah, so that's one side done. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the other side. The backs have been much easier than the fronts so far. And then once I get this last caliper on, we can bleed it and then get some wheels on it and go see how it looks sitting on the ground. Spoke just half a second too soon. This is wanting to strip out. That's probably gonna be blurry. But yeah, it's wanting to strip out that hole for the bleeder screw or bleeder valve. So I've got to go get a tap set to kind of clean up the threads in there and make sure I'm not going to get these in and then never get them out, or get them in and then just have it not ever seal, so, or not ever be able to bleed. Well, now as you can see, the car is on the ground with the rear brakes on. Everything has been bled. The bleeding is why I've skipped a lot of stuff. I've got pressure on the pedal now with everything buttoned up. Ended up gravity bleeding everything and then using my little hand pump bleeder, but I was able to get what I believe to be all the air out, at least enough to go for a first test drive, and we're gonna see what happens. I guess if all else fails, I do have the e-brake, so if things are feeling okay, I am going to try to bed in the the pads and the rotors. Anyways, that's where I'm at. Another extremely hot day here, and we're gonna go for a drive and see if the brakes actually work, and then I'll report back, maybe. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel my focus on pain, the only thing that's real. I gave up. I got tired of fighting it. I thought surely I'd done something wrong, and I was just apparently incapable of bleeding brakes. I took it to a shop because I'm boiling in my garage. As of right now, it is exactly 1,000,000 degrees in here. And sometimes, and I recommend this to people all the time actually, like you get to a point where you just gotta let somebody else look at it. In this case, I knew I was overlooking something, I was frustrated, and I just needed someone else to look at it. 2 of the calipers are not sealing around the piston as part of the rebuild. And so more than likely, there is something going on from the powder coating that is causing this. I tried to do this the cool way, the retrofit way, STI conversion on the car because, you know, Subaru parts, all that sounds cool. Ultimately, at this point, I could have easily bought a big brake kit, front and rear, and had a full complete kit that was ready to go on the car and work flawlessly. The only difference is it would not be the color that I wanted. So, I am dealing with some fail. So I've got the car back on the lift, and I am going to see what I can do to salvage this. Let's see what happens. Let's see what I can come up with today in the boiling garage that is the What's Up Guys garage. I pulled apart the rear driver's side caliper, and this is what I found. All of this junk that is on this towel came out from inside here. I have no idea what it is, but there's like sandy stuff. I think it has to be something from the media blasting that got in there. So what I think was going on is there was gunk that had gotten down inside this passage and was just out of sight. Like I couldn't see it, I couldn't feel it, and when I put it together, it looked fine. I think that what had happened is it had gunk in there and it got in between the seal and the piston, and it just couldn't maintain a seal. Making sure that there's not crap in the system before I install them is on me, so that's my fault. Anyways, what I hope now is that I can put these back together, get them back in the piston, get them back in the caliper, and it seal, and then I can get it to hold brake pressure, and we can finish this install video and let me enjoy my car again with my upgraded brakes that look really good on the car. I've taken a few pictures of it just sitting there in the sun because man, it looks good. I'm very happy with the color. I took it off, I cleaned it, I put it back on, I bled again. So I've lost track of how many times I've bled this thing. I don't really trust it, but it builds pressure. I took it out, I drove it, it stops consistently, and it stops hard too. Like when I want to stop hard, it stops hard. I have no drips anymore, so I think that I've got it. I am daring to hope. And in case you're wondering why I'm all red in the face and out of breath and sweaty, it's because I've been washing it. It's finally earned a wash. There it is, out driving under its own power with functional brakes that I'm going to continue to test over the next couple of days before I go do any quarter-mile passes to see how it stops. But this has been a long one. I think I started this a little over a month ago, and it's basically been on my lift for a month except for the short amount of time that I took it to the shop. Highly recommend them. It's EQ Auto Works here in Tyler, Texas. They were great to work with. We're gonna end on some B-roll, and I'm gonna go take a 2-week nap. So we'll catch you next time. Be sure and like and subscribe, and I hope you guys are enjoying this content. The brakes are on the car. They look fantastic. And yeah, on to the next thing. We'll catch you next time.